What's up, man? Good morning. Ready to be disappointed. I actually got to bed quite early, and I thought about not bothering to wake up, but my body kind of did anyway, so might as well broadcast the disappointment. I'm really going to do the old PSO2 drip feed. Pretty much is PSO2 drip feed when you think about it. Well, gotta take it for what it is. I haven't looked at anything from New Genesis in like feels like years. Just really just don't have any interest. I need to do Timekeeper Omicron. I don't know where that is. And then 5 more chests. Probably get this done before the event starts. There's 16. Make sure that counts. Yeah, it does.
my knuckles! I'm unstoppable!
Bottom right area. Okay. I think we can leave this area.
Victory! Unstoppable! Defeat the enemies! Defeat the enemies! Victory!
There we go. Area cleared. Just enough time.
Defeat the enemies! Excuse my knuckles! Victory!
Alright, well, it's about 6 minutes away, so let me close this up and get ready to be disappointed. Pretty close to Relic or Rebel rank 9. I'm not gonna have time to do it before this starts, though. It's probably only gonna be like a couple minutes, so I guess I'll come back to this after. Alright. Let me get set up here. I seriously doubt it is Legendia. I seriously doubt that. There are a number of really good reasons why. Well, the first is that they didn't dub the second half of the game in English back when it came out. So it makes it very hard for that game to come back. That's like the only reason that you need. The music event doesn't mean that there's going to be a new game. Legendia is also kind of a mess, battle system and quality of life wise. I don't think they would bother. It's not a very popular game. But yeah, when they made the decision to cheap out on the original English version of it, that kind of made it really hard to bring it back. They would basically have to, like, not have an English dub in the game, like, at all. Because even for people who really like that game, how much they cheaped out on the dub is something that everybody hates. Because, you know, Tales English dubs are quite good. At least, like, post Eternia, they're pretty good. But then, like, they only did half the game, and the rest is a silent film. Now, granted, some of the best JRPGs ever made, Chrono Trigger, the PS1 Final Fantasies and stuff, don't have voice acting. The problem is having it for, like, 40% of the game, and then the other 60% no one talks. It should be one or the other, not both. But When they made that decision like 20 years ago, they didn't really think of what it would cause. It doesn't help that it's not really a popular game. Most Tales fans for like PS2 era Tales will talk about Destiny Remake, Destiny 2, and Abyss. But now with the English patch Rebirth, no one really talks about Legendia anywhere near as much as the other games. It's just something that's not worth doing. They didn't do the smart thing that Koei Tecmo started doing a couple years after Legendia, which was to just not dub the game at all. Just put it in, just subtitle it, even though it's in Japanese. That was the smarter thing to do. You know, the games weren't selling enough to pay a bunch of LA voice actors, to dub like thousands of lines. It was easier to just put it in Japanese, and like most people that play those kinds of games don't even want to accept English dubs in the first place. But Bamco tried to not do that. I remember when that game came out, everybody hated that the dub just kind of stopped. Yeah, pretty much. They did half of a job. I really don't know why they bothered to dub it at all. I guess maybe it was a product of its time. Sony was very draconian back then. It was hard to release like pixel art games over in America. They may have also required an English dub of some sort. But they lightened up on that when the PS3 came around because they realized they'd have more games that way. But yeah, that's probably part of it. I do remember it being an open secret that they hated pixel art games back then, which is interesting because some of the most popular games right now are pixel art games, but back then there was this push for everything to go 3D. And that might be partially why like Rebirth didn't come over here. I think he had to put them in like a compilation or something because we were so quick to erase pixel arts, which is interesting because now there's like these indie games that come out made by 3 people that are making way more money than like any Tales game. Pixel art went out of fashion for like about 12 years or so, and then it just came back. It really is the eternal art style for video games. Alright, here we go. Let me turn it down a little bit. When the N64 and PS1 came out, everybody was like, oh, pixel art is old and outdated and for children. Now, how the tables have turned, huh? The photorealistic games come out like less and less often, but there's like sick pixel art games like every month, and their profit margins are way larger than the big AAA games because they cost a fraction of the price to make. But yeah, Sony was really draconian back then. Couldn't like easily bring over 2D games at all. It had to be in like a compilation or something. Oh, they're going for the low-hanging fruit. Look at all these games you can't play. Look at all these games you can't play. Destiny 2 can't play that. Rebirth. Download a ROM. Legendia, no. Tempest, no. Hearts, no. Please beat both games. Please. Do the right thing. Don't drip feed. Don't pull a PSO2. Do both. Alright, well, there it is. It's Xillia. That's where you fight Maxwell. Spoilers. That's where the final fight takes place. I'm showing you the last fight. There it is.
なぜ人は世界を破滅に向かわせるような力を求めるのか。
Please be both games. Come on. That's like the only thing that's surprising. You're really just gonna do one, huh? Oh my god, man. This company. Actually, I'd better mute this. Because it's playing the intro. They're really just gonna do the first game, huh? It's not that it's boring, it should be both games, not just one. It's literally like an asset flip. Have you guys played through these games or watched them recently? Like, the second game, keep in mind, it came out a year later.
柔道は昔からすぐにそうやって言うんだから。
It came out a year later in Japan. Like, they churned this game out, the second one out, like, real quick. So, like, what justification is there to not have both of them in a package? You know, the first game was harder for them to make because they had to make everything from scratch except the monsters. But the second game is quite literally an asset flip. So why are they not doing both? You're really gonna make us wait a year? There's no reason. You already translated these games like 12 years ago. The hard work is already done, right? You know, they made us wait like 2 years for Xillia 2. But, you know, they had to, like, actually translate the game and dub thousands of lines, right? That makes sense. But you already did that. The game's already fully dubbed. They're really not gonna get both, huh? Well, there you go, I guess. The leak from months ago was true. There was that, Polish site that showed the box art for it, like, months ago. And everybody wanted it to not be true, but it is. I really hope they, like, fix the boss fights at least. Bare minimum. The boss fights in the game are terrible. Some of the worst. I guess that's it. I can't believe they blue-balled us so hard. How do you only do the first game, man? Come on. You already translated it, like, in 2013. What reason is there? Well, there you go, I guess. You did, half of a job. You gotta wait. I really hope they fix the boss fights. I really hope they do. But with Graces, they didn't change the accuracy formula, so that makes me even less interested. Like, why don't you just do both? Xillia 2 is just an asset flip. Everybody complains about the RGG games, right? How you know, they reuse so much stuff. Like, Xillia 2 is way worse. It's like 20% of the game is new. Everything else is old. Well, it'll still be nice to have the game brought back, but they pretty much did the bare minimum. I really didn't want it to be true, but it was. So they're gonna make us wait, like, minimum, like, 8 months. It's gonna be like 8 to 10 months before they bring out the second one. And they're gonna make you pay $40 again. Which makes 0 sense. It's like if you made a whole like catering thing for like a party or an event or something, and you already finished all of it, and like the people are staying over, but instead of just making the leftovers, you make them wait arbitrarily for you to cook something new. It's like, well, the food's barely a day old. You don't need to go through the effort of cooking like a 12-course meal when there's leftovers. You could feed all those people. That's exactly what they're doing. Xillia 2 is barely what you could consider a sequel. It felt more like a DLC. Like if they had the capability to do large-scale DLC like that, like it would have been large-scale for the time, especially on like PS3 with a lot less storage space, that they would have done that, but there just wasn't a technical ability to do that, so they made it a sequel. But these days, Xillia 2 could totally be a DLC. There wouldn't be a reason to make like a whole new game. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and level up on Relic Hunters and then probably go back to bed because the opening night starts in like 4 hours. Kororo, I haven't actually played that game yet. That's one of the few Tales games I haven't played.
Relic Hunters Legend!
It's not greed, it's drip feeding. That's what it is. It's exactly what PSO2 did. Like, hey, we're making something, right? You guys can't complain. It's like, yeah, we can. You're doing the bare minimum. They could have done it, but they won't. Could have and actually will are two different things. Especially with this series. You like to constantly do the bare minimum. Well, maybe at least they'll fix the boss fights. If not, Meebo will fix it.
4, 3,
So there's a net positive here. We'll have a legal version of Xillia with the boss fights fixed, because there's already a patch for it. I was going to play through it, but now that the remaster is happening, I probably won't touch that game until then. They might still announce a new Mothership title at Gamescom. There is a chance. Will I actually care about it, though? That's the real question. Obviously didn't like the last Mothership title very much, so they're going to keep that design philosophy. I probably won't care, but they might have something else. They might have a mainline installment. It's not impossible that they wouldn't. That's how long I've been around. I remember when they called them Mothership games. Mothership and Escort. Xillia 2 was classified as Mothership. Classified as Mothership, not Escort.
Escort the payload.
I mean, Arise graphics are the best graphics the series has ever had, but it should not have been on PS4. It's the same situation as the FF7 remake. The FF7 remake, like, barely ran on the PS4. The load times took forever. It would have been better if they had not put that on PS4, but, you know, that's greed for you right there. They want to put it on the platform with the largest install base, even though it can barely run it, which is pretty much exactly what the FF7 remake was. You know, they put out the PS5 version like barely a year later,
Escort the payload.
and it was a way better way to play that game. It's pretty much just a straight upgrade in every way. And it was only a year away. So if you had the money to buy a new console, you know, there wasn't really any reason to play it on PS4. Well, that wouldn't surprise me if that's true. That's why it's crazy that there's still cross-gen games when you think about the fact that the PS4 is a mechanical hard drive hardware, so it has to be optimized around a hard drive that nobody really uses for gaming anymore. Unless you're playing, like, you know, PS2 games or whatever. PS2 or like or older. Like, nobody really uses a hard drive anymore, because SSDs are so cheap, but that's what the PS4 is. So it's crazy that, like, people think it's a big deal that Genshin Impact is not supporting PS4 anymore. I'm like, well, they're trying to stream those assets off a stock mechanical hard drive. Now, yes, you can put an SSD in it, but the game is not optimized for that. PS4 generation is like the longest running generation we've ever had, pretty much. One more year of cross-gen games and it will outlive the Neo Geo. The Neo Geo is like the oldest, longest standing hardware we've ever had. Because that lasted like 14, 15 years. Neo Geo got games from 1990 to like 2004. So that's like the oldest active hardware. But the PS4 is pretty much right there. Next year, all the cross-gen games, it's going to compete with the Neo Geo for longest standing hardware. Well, hopefully the wait for the second one is not long. But you'd think for the anniversary they would put in a little bit more effort. Like I said, those games are functionally identical. It's the same engine, it's the same assets. The game was already localized over a decade ago. And then, you know, it's an asset flip, so... there isn't, like, extra work to do, right? Like, all the hard work was already done. That's what pisses me off about it. The people that translated the game, like, 12 years ago, that probably don't even work at the company anymore. They did the hard work. And, like, the voice actors don't have to come back either. There's no reason for the voice actors to come back. I don't know, man. It's a depressing franchise, but
Victory!
it's doing better than Basara, at least. At least they're doing something. I know that's huffing a lot of copium, but at least they're doing something. Basara 20th is this year, and they're doing absolutely nothing. So, make of that as you will. Basara has barely even gotten a mention that it's been around for 20 years. I think I've probably made more mention of it than Capcom themselves. So at least Tales is getting something, and there might be a new Mothership title at Gamescom.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I just don't know if I care at this point. Arise is so far apart from what I care about in Tales games. The battle system took a really big hit, so I'm not sure if I care. I hope, bare minimum, however the game turns out, that the marketing for it is better. I think even the people who actually ended up liking Arise, and hey, you know, people are entitled to their opinion, really hated how the game was marketed. The game's marketing was horrendous. They basically showed, like, no gameplay until right before it was supposed to come out. But the marketing started, like a year and a half before it was released. And they showed, like, no gameplay. So, if they are going to announce a new Mothership in a couple hours, I hope that is not the case. If you don't have it ready to show for the 30th anniversary, hey, that's fine. I'll take waiting over, you know, a logo announcement, but there is a very high chance that they will do a logo announcement if there is going to be anything new. I expected to be disappointed, but I hoped that they were going to do the right thing. I hope that they were going to do the right thing and give us both, but I don't know. Not that much time has passed since Graces, so if they can keep that tempo up, it won't be that bad, but gameplay-wise, I hope that the boss fights are fixed, because that part of that game sucks. The boss fights in Xillia 1 are bad for a multitude of reasons, and I hope that they at least fix that, because Xillia 2 gameplay is much better. But there already is a mod to fix the boss fights on PS3 emulator, so most likely that will get ported over. High chance, so at least there's that. And I probably won't be, like, rabid to play it without that mod. The melee combat in that game is, like, the worst it's ever been. Like, really bad. Pretty much that in Destiny 2 were the main times where melee combat was very underpowered compared to just spamming magic. Problem with Relink was mostly that they didn't support it for more than like 6 months. It could have easily fixed the problems with the soul-crushing grind and everything, and added more content, but for some reason, despite the game doing way better than they ever expected, it was getting like Monster Hunter numbers for a while. They just kind of abandoned it, so that's really the main problem with Relink. There's plenty of other really good games that, you know, they just needed a couple patches to be really good. Wo Long is a good example. Launch Wo Long was pretty bad, right? But, you know, they patched it for like a year, and, you know, they made it a much better game over time, but Relink just didn't get that level of support. It got like 6 months of patches and then they stopped, which is really strange because it sold so well. I think Relink would have been a better game if the life cycle, the support cycle of it was about what you would expect, like at least a year bare minimum, but they abandoned that game really quick, and that's like the main fault that it had, was that it was abandoned way too quickly. And they barely listen to feedback as well. They're not Team Ninja tier. Team Ninja would have fixed a lot of that stuff. I know for a fact that they would have. But Cygames, despite having way more money than Team Ninja and a lot more free will because it's their own IP, and it's not something that they're commissioned to make. They could have put Relink on that level, but it got abandoned way too soon. I really don't understand why you would, you know, make a game like that. That's basically a new IP, right? Because, like, nobody cares about the actual mobile game over here in America. Nowhere near enough people. It's not popular. The game barely has any gameplay as it is, so... The actual Grand Blue Fantasy is, like, barely a game. And it's very outdated. It was outdated looking when it was new, but now it's like 15 years old. It's basically a new IP. We know how hard it is to make new IPs and have them be successful. I don't know why they abandoned it so quick. There's been plenty of new IPs the past couple years that have flopped hard. You think that they would, like, you think that they would have kept it alive, you know, and extended its lifespan a little bit longer, but I guess not. I think it should have had at least a year of support, and there should have been, like, a Monster Hunter style expansion by now. like bare minimum.
Victory!
I mean, that's actually pretty common, though. It's actually pretty common to nerf stuff after it's no longer relevant. In online games, that's actually pretty common to do stuff like that. At least they cared enough to do that. Yeah, these days you pretty much need a squad to run it with. Yeah, Relink was designed like a service game, but it couldn't be farther from one. That was the main problem with it.
5, 4,
This game I'm playing right now
2,
was supposed to be a service game, but there was a bunch of BS that went on with the publisher, and they had to convert it into a single-player game with optional online. But like, you're seeing how quickly I'm progressing, right? I don't know why the game was designed the way it was. It felt like they set the foundation for it to be like a long-living game, but it wasn't for some reason. And I'm sure that a lot of stuff like that would have been fixed, but support just died really fast, so there wasn't enough time to like actually fix things like that people hated about it. The mods make the game a lot better, for what it's worth. Mods and Cheat Engine turned it into a better game, but I don't know, you shouldn't have to do that. That's the problem. You shouldn't have to do that. It should be something you're forced to do, because they couldn't balance the game properly. And they catfished people into thinking it was going to be like a long-living game, but it had like an 8-month lifespan. The online died because there were like no patches. And the grind was just terrible. It felt like a Korean MMO from like 2002. Which they could make work if it was a service game, but it wasn't. No. Well, people do that same grind on Monster Hunter. every couple years, but like, even though Monster Hunter is not a service game, it is a premium game with a finite amount of content. They support the games way longer. And that's pretty much the problem with Relink, is making the game like it's minimum going to be a Monster Hunter, where there's at least like 2 years of support, but it only had 6 months. That's pretty much the issue. You know, Monster Hunter games are grindy, but, you know, they have a much longer lifespan, so people are more willing to do it. Relink was mega soul-crushing grind, and then, you know, there wasn't really much of a reason to do it in the first place. Some people say that, like, oh, gamers don't have patience to grind anymore. It's like, if you make the game fun, and you know, show that the game is still gonna have support, people will still do mega grinding like that. I mean, World of Warcraft's still popular. Gacha games are the epitome of a soul-crushing treadmill grind. It's just, the only thing that's changed is gacha games, you do the grind for like 15-20 minutes a day over a long period, instead of like 16-hour sessions. That's the main difference. You know, PGR is definitely a treadmill game. The difference is that, you know, you're only doing it for a couple minutes a day. Like, you guys see when I stream the game on Sunday night, right? Like, I play for like 30 minutes, and that's it. It's still a treadmill grind, just over a short period of time. That's pretty much the main difference. Treadmill grinds in games are very much still a thing. It's just changed. You know, it's over a shorter period of time. It's not, you know, 16-hour hardcore sweat sessions. Gachas are the epitome of soul-crushing treadmill grind. It's just, it's distributed in a way that people don't notice that, you know, they've been doing the same thing for, you know, 1,000 hours. But it's, you know, you're gonna do that in, like, years, not a couple months, like a Monster Hunter. You can easily put in, like, 400 hours or whatever. I've probably got like a couple hundred hours on PGR minimum. The game doesn't have a timer, but I would estimate at least 500 hours, if not more. That sounds about right. Well, that community, the Relink community, seemed to really gaslight themselves into thinking that grind was good. Because I remember I got a bunch of flack for showing the mods and stuff, and people were literally on the Reddit saying that they were putting up an auto farm script. I'm like, man, you're an adult, right? Like, you don't have as much time as when you're a child. Even if you don't have, like, any kind of employment or education that you're doing, you don't have as much time as you did when you were a child. Just cheat it in, man! The game should respect your time, first and foremost. Yeah, there was a weird, like, disdain for cheating in the Silver Centrums and stuff. It's like, dude, what reason is there for them to make you one-shot, or like, you know, do like one ability and that boss is dead, to get like 7 of them, when it should be rewarding you for doing relevant content. Like, there's no justification for that at all. And the community's like, oh, we don't want to cheat. I'm like, you should cheat. The game is not respecting your time. I expect my time to be wasted when I play something like PGR, not something that was a $60 game. Like, you have to really rein in how bad the grind is when it's a premium-priced game. Because the average person on a gacha spends, like... They'll buy, like, the monthly card is, like, the most consistent thing that they'll buy. So if somebody's only buying a monthly card on, like, a game like PGR, they're spending $60 a year. So you gotta think about that, right? $60 game, is the equivalent of a free-to-play or, like, light spender playing a gacha game for a year. So, it needs to respect your time as a result, but that's not what we've been getting. That's definitely not what we got with Relink. Relink was a soul-crushing grind, but, you know, it was premium-priced. And there's a lot less leeway to make your game that excessively grindy when it's a premium game and not free-to-play. Yeah, Auto Farm. Auto Farm should be a thing of the past. It should have died with, like, Smash Brothers Melee. That was how I unlocked all the characters in that game, auto farming. But that game is also, like, 24 years old. There's a difference.
Victory!
Yeah, Relink is masterclass on how to not make a grinding game. It's pretty much how to not make one. They had a great foundation and they just kind of squandered it. And not respecting the player's time. Like, a lot of people aren't aware that gacha games are soul-crushing grinds. It's just the people making those games are smarter than the team that was making Relink, because they know that if you split it up into such small portions that people don't notice, there won't be a problem. That's pretty much what it is. Relink is just very transparent about how grindy it is. I probably would still buy, I probably would still buy a Relink too, but only on PC where I could, fix their terrible grind for them. That'd be like the main reason. I mean, if they make a new one, they need to, not have it be such a terrible grind. In my opinion. Who knows? So I need to get to 315. Well, I think that's good enough for now. I think I'm gonna go ahead and take a short nap and come back with the opening night. You might get like a Ninja Gaiden and you might get a Ninja Gaiden, Phantom Blade, and Lost Soul Aside demo. There is a chance of at least one of those happening, so that's pretty damn exciting. There's been some rumors that there's going to be a Lost Soul Aside demo. I don't know if it'll get shadow dropped. It's possible that they might shadow drop it. Shadow drop would be pretty sweet. Well, the AI in Relink is really good. I don't think anybody can deny that. Alright, well, I guess I get new quests in 4 hours. So I guess maybe after the opening night we'll play this again. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and call it there, folks. Because I did get a decent amount of sleep, but I want to be actually awake when... I mean, like I said, there is a very high chance of multiple character action game demos being shadow dropped. There is a chance that like at least one of them will get shadow dropped. So and go ahead and make sure I'm awake for that in case they shadow drop something. I don't want to be dead tired. I'll see you guys later. Well, actually, very, very soon, in like 3 hours. Try to get some rest, and I'll be back. I'll probably play some kind of game in the corner like I usually do for these gaming events. Maybe like some Entropy Effect or, I don't know, a retro game or something. I'll play that in the corner, so you guys will have something to watch when he's talking about another generic open-world survival crafting battle royale game. Yeah, I'm gonna get some rest. I'll be back very soon. I'll see you guys in about a little less than 3 hours. I'm gonna set my alarm for 10:30. So I'm up for it. I'll see you guys then. Thanks for watching.